So, I was trying to make a video about how to disassemble a rear brake caliper, and it turned out to be a mess. So, here is a fresh start. This is the rear right caliper from 2000 Civic Sir. Has the e-brake handle. This is the first thing we're going to take off. I don't know why I called it a handle. Linkage. Spring off. So this still turns. That's all seized. Bag marked. Lock washer. We're gonna end up cutting all this apart again. This looks like it was actually a newer caliper. Those grips, or how you can just do this if you don't want to tear that boot. Since this looks all new, I'm going to try to save all the seals. Oh yeah, for sure new. A little bit different than the factory. The other piston is all retained in there. So either that retainer came off at some point, or the aftermarkets don't come with that retainer pin, circlip. Needle nose, a spring. Oh, there's a washer. Yep, there's the washer. Bet you there's a circlip in here. There it is. It all fits in there like that. You have to compress that spring somehow to get this back in. Don't worry about that now. There's the boot. I don't know if you'll be able to see way down inside there. There's a circlip. You can see the two dots. I normally use like a They're like needle nose. I'll show you on this. They're like a needle nose. They fit in like that. And you push it, bring that clip together. I don't think these ones will fit in there. These holes are smaller. Okay, stop. I had a broken pick, so I just ground that down. For installation, I'm gonna have to get something, but to take these out. There you go. So all I did was push that one in, start spinning it. It's retaining a spring, right? So retainer, spring, washer, actually a tiny little bearing. That's interesting. Tiny little bearing. This just has an O-ring which seals inside here. I'm going to keep this in as much order as possible, or have a diagram. There we go. Oh, that's on the cylinder seal. Forgot to take that out. There you go. That's what actually seals on the piston. If you have a leaking, if it's leaking out of here, it's this seal. So you don't need a new piston unless the piston's all rusty and stuff like that. There you go. O-ring, two little nubs, centering pins. And then there's your pin that actuates this in the piston. Now this should just pop right out. Yep, definitely new. Rebuilt. So that's what pushes your e-brake. Every time this turns, that piston pushes inside there. Just a dust boot. And there is a roller bearing in here, which is very interesting. I don't know how to take that out, or I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't know if I'll even bother taking that out, to be honest. Anyways, there you go. I'm going to clean these up, do the same treatment with the rust converter. Probably leave that bearing in there and just re-grease it. There you go. When I get the new parts, I'll show you assembly. So I'm just cleaning these up. Like I showed in my other video, I'm just using this rust converter. I'm using cheapest primer, a sealer. Where is it? Right here. Sealer, rust paint, clear coat. Yeah, and I know you guys are gonna be looking like, but that's not high heat. I don't care about these, to be honest. This is just to get everything cleaned up, and eventually, like, As long as they're functioning properly, I don't care. These are going to be upgraded at some point. I got a grand scheme here. Maybe I'll show some other videos of what I've all been doing in the rear suspension. But yeah, these aren't going to stay factory for long. So, in my previous video, I warned you about the dangers of these. So I mean, that's what happens. It's like cool and all. You don't notice it, you just start bleeding everywhere. So maybe wear gloves.